Whenever One Piece fans talk about the best Devil Fruit, the debate usually becomes one question. Who can destroy the most? Whitebeard shakes the ocean, Akainu melts through everything, Kizaru moves like light, Enel rains lightning from the sky, and Luffy turns the battlefield into a cartoon. So naturally, fans put those fruits at the top. But that ranking is incomplete. Because the strongest fruit in a war is not always the best fruit to actually have. A fruit can destroy an island, but also destroy your own ship. A fruit can kill enemies, but offers zero scouting, healing, defense, or daily life utility. A fruit can make you terrifying in battle, but dangerous to your own crew every time you use it. So today, we are not ranking Devil Fruits by hype. We are running a Devil Fruit audit across 4 pillars: combat lethality, everyday utility, evolutionary potential, lifestyle detriments. Once you judge fruits this way, the list changes completely. Some legendary powers start looking overrated, some joke powers suddenly become terrifying. So instead of starting with magma, quake, or light, let's start with a fruit that doesn't just defeat you. It deletes your place in the world. The Hobi Hobi no Mi, or Hobi Hobi fruit, might be one of the darkest powers in One Piece. On the surface, it doesn't look top tier. No giant beam, no island level destruction. But that is exactly why it is so dangerous. This fruit does not attack your body first. It attacks your existence. With a single touch, the user turns a person into a toy. Then everyone who knew that person forgets they ever existed. Your crew forgets you. Your friends forget you. Your family forgets you. Your history disappears from the world. That is not just defeat. That is erasure. And the victim can also be forced into obedience, creating an army of forgotten slaves hidden in plain sight. In the audit, this fruit is absurd. It has a one-touch win condition, shadow-level political control, massive evolution potential with speed or stealth, and it even stops the user from aging. The weakness is physical contact. But if someone faster, smarter, and better protected than Sugar had this fruit, it could become an empire-building nightmare. The scariest fruit is not always the one that kills you. Sometimes, it is the one that makes the world forget you were ever alive. Next is the Horo Horo no Mi, or Hollow Hollow fruit. At first, it looks ridiculous. A ghost girl floating around with negative spirits sounds like a gag ability. Until you remember what those ghosts actually do. If a negative hollow passes through you, your confidence collapses. Your fighting spirit disappears. You drop to the ground and mentally surrender before the battle even begins. And in One Piece, willpower is everything. Willpower keeps characters standing after impossible damage. Willpower fuels ambition. Willpower separates legends from background fighters. So a fruit that directly attacks willpower is terrifying. It doesn't matter how strong your body is if your mind suddenly decides you are worthless. The utility is strong too. Perona can scout with astral projection, attack from a distance, create confusion, and pressure enemies without direct contact. The drawback is that her real body can become vulnerable while she is projecting, but with better positioning or allies, that weakness can be controlled. This fruit may look childish, but in pure combat efficiency, it is a cheat code. Sometimes, the fastest way to win is not to break bones. It is to break will. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated fruits in the series. The Pero Pero no Mi, or Candy Candy Fruit. People hear candy and think it is a joke, but Perispero proves the opposite. This is not just candy. This is a construction system. He can create walls, weapons, platforms, stairs, restraints, bridges, shields, and large structures from a substance he generates himself. Most devil fruits give you an attack. This fruit gives you tools. Need to cross a gap? Build a bridge. Need to stop enemies? Trap them in candy. Need cover? Raise a wall. Need battlefield control? Turn the ground into sticky terrain. In the Grand Line, that kind of utility is huge. This world is about surviving broken terrain, unstable islands, enemy ships, sea storms, and unpredictable battlefields. The fruit rewards creativity. A basic user makes candy weapons. A smart user creates traps, defensive zones, and entire battlefield layouts. The weakness is heat. Fire, magma, desert climates, and high temperatures can melt or weaken the candy. But even with that flaw, this fruit has something many stronger fruits lack: precision. It can build instead of only destroy. It can restrain instead of only kill. It can solve problems instead of creating bigger ones. Now we enter the fruits that don't just create an element, they control a rule of the world. Fujitora Zushi, Zushi no Mi, or gravity fruit, is terrifying because gravity applies to everything. It doesn't matter if your enemy is magma, ice, rubber, steel, flesh, or dragon. Gravity still controls the space around them. Fujitora can crush opponents downward, control movement, lift massive objects, redirect the battlefield, bring down meteors, and pressure entire zones without touching anyone. Most fruits dominate one lane. Gravity dominates positioning, and positioning decides fights. If you control where your enemy can stand, how heavy they feel, whether they can move, and what falls on top of them, you control the battle before the first punch even lands. Its utility is strong too, moving heavy objects, clearing debris, stopping enemies without killing them, and controlling terrain. But the detriment is serious. One miscalculation can crush allies or destroy buildings. So this fruit requires discipline. But in the hands of someone calm and precise like Fujitora, it becomes one of the most complete battlefield control powers in the series. Now, we finally reach one of the obvious monsters, the Magu Magu no Mi. Akainu's magma fruit is one of the most lethal powers in One Piece. It burns, melts, pierces, crushes, and overwhelms. It gives the user Logia intangibility, huge area damage, terrifying offense, and massive intimidation. In combat lethality, this fruit is nearly perfect. If magma lands cleanly, the damage is devastating. But this is exactly where the audit becomes important. Because magma is not subtle, it is not gentle, it is not safe, it is not easy to use around allies. You cannot casually activate magma on a wooden ship, inside a town, near civilians, or around your own crew without turning the entire area into a disaster zone. It is perfect for execution, but terrible for normal life. This is why the Magu Magu no Mi is not automatically the best fruit overall. It may be one of the best fruits for killing. But the best devil fruit should do more than kill. And now we reach the fruit many fans would instantly put at number 1, the Gura Gura no Mi, the Quake Fruit. This fruit is legendary for a reason. It creates shockwaves powerful enough to crack the air, shake the sea, destroy ships, break formations, and threaten entire battlefields. When Whitebeard used it at Marineford, the war didn't feel like pirates versus Marines. It felt like everyone was standing on a dying planet. So yes, combat lethality is a perfect score, but the audit asks a harder question. What else does it do? Everyday utility is low, precision is difficult, collateral damage is massive, danger to allies is constant, and most of its value comes from destruction. The fruit's answer to almost every problem is break it. That is powerful, but limited. The Gura Gura no Mi is a god-tier weapon. But a god-tier weapon is not the same thing as the best devil fruit. The best fruit should help you travel, escape, protect allies, adapt, and survive the Grand Line. The Quake Fruit can destroy the map. But sometimes, destroying the map is the problem. Now we have to talk about the fruit everyone originally knew as the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but its true name is the Hito Hito no Mi, model Nika. For most of the story, this fruit looked simple. A rubber body, stretchy attacks, resistance to blunt damage, creative movement. Useful, but not obviously broken. Then, Gear 5 changed everything. Because the Nika Fruit is not just rubber. It is freedom expressed as power. Luffy's awakening doesn't simply make him stretchier. It changes the entire tone of the fight. The battlefield stops feeling like a normal battle and starts feeling like reality itself is being forced to follow Luffy's imagination. He can fight with cartoon-like flexibility, affect the environment, bend the logic of combat, and turn impossible situations into something absurd. That is what makes Nika so different from Magma or Quake. Akainu destroys the battlefield. Whitebeard breaks the battlefield. But Luffy rewrites the battlefield. This fruit has one of the highest evolutionary ceilings in the series because it rewards imagination more than almost anything else. A normal user might only stretch, but Luffy turns stretching into gears, speed, giant limbs, unpredictable movement, battlefield manipulation, and eventually a reality-bending fighting style. Combat lethality is high, utility is strong, evolution potential is insane, and the awakening is one of the most unique powers in the world. But there are drawbacks. The fruit needs creativity to reach its true value. The user has to push the body extremely hard, and before awakening, it may not look impressive unless the user is special. That is why the Nika Fruit ranks extremely high, but it is not automatically number one, because Nika may offer the greatest freedom, but the final tier offers the greatest control. When we balance combat, utility, potential, and drawbacks, only a few fruits enter the sovereign tier. First is the Hie Hie no Mi. Kuzan's Ice fruit may not kill as brutally as Magma, but it solves more problems. Ice can attack, defend, trap, freeze oceans, create paths, stop floods, and reshape battlefields. Magma is better at execution. Ice is better at control. Then we have the Goro Goro no Mi. Enno lost because Luffy was the worst possible matchup. But against almost anyone else, lightning is ridiculous. Speed, range, destruction, energy control, loja, intangibility, and massive area pressure. Electricity also has daily utility because it can power machines and technology. Then there is the Pika Pika no Mi. Kizaru's Light fruit makes distance meaningless. Lasers, speed, aerial movement, loja defense, and instant repositioning make this fruit one of the cleanest combat packages in the story. But if we are talking about the most complete fruit overall, one power still stands above the rest. The Ope Ope no Mi. Inside Room, Law turns space into an operating table. He can teleport, swap objects, reposition enemies, cut without killing, perform impossible surgery, remove harmful substances, bypass normal durability, and control the entire structure of a fight. Most fruits give you one advantage. The Ope Ope no Mi gives you options: attack, defense, medicine, escape, support, and battlefield control. Its drawback is stamina and skill requirement. It demands intelligence, medical knowledge, precision, and timing. But in the hands of a genius, it becomes something beyond a weapon. It becomes an operating system for reality. And that is why, in a full Devil Fruit audit, the Ope Ope no Mi has one of the strongest claims to number one. So after the audit, the conclusion is clear. The strongest Devil Fruit and the best Devil Fruit are not always the same thing. The Hobi Hobi no Mi can erase your identity. The Horo Horo no Mi can break your will. The Pero Pero no Mi can build almost anything. The Zushi Zushi no Mi controls the battlefield. The Magu Magu no Mi is a perfect killing machine. The Gura Gura no Mi is a god-tier weapon of mass destruction. The Nika Fruit gives freedom and imagination physical form. And the Ope Ope no Mi gives surgical control over reality. So the best Devil Fruit is not simply the one that hits the hardest. It is the one that gives you the most ways to win. Because the Grand Line is not just a battlefield. It is a survival test. You need to fight, escape, travel, protect allies, adapt to strange enemies, and survive impossible situations. And the best power is the one that helps you do all of that. But now I want your audit. Using the 4 pillars, which Devil Fruit is number one for you? Is it the Ope Ope no Mi, the Nika Fruit, the Goro Goro no Mi, Or is there another fruit the community keeps sleeping on? Drop your ranking in the comments. And don't just name the fruit, defend it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and lock into the Cannon Breaker feed for more deep dives into the hidden mechanics of the Grand Line. My name is Cannon Breaker, and I'll catch you on the next theory. Peace.